Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How about you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, all good. Just freshen up and just directly meeting you now.
Yeah, right, right.
Actually, the thing is, the timetable is going so. Actually, it's pretty difficult here because Isha is about 11:15 p.m.
Uh-huh.
and the Fajr time starts about 3:30. But and you can pray till about 5:15.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the time in the middle, you get about 5 hours or 5.5 hours. So it's pretty tight. And then
Yes.
after that, in my experience, or especially in my view, when I get up, I use my phone a little bit. I shouldn't be, but then pray salah, and then after that, the sleep, it just goes away. It flies away,
Yes, true.
and it comes back only later on. So that's making the schedule really tough for me.
Right.
Anyhow,
The
so
schedule is something we were used to back in Saudi Arabia. I think coming to India, me personally, I haven't really faced that much of a fixed schedule. Like it's
mm,
kind of especially now when working self employment, so definitely वो नहीं
right.
है. But and one thing I want to mention, one of my cousins, he we used to talk and he used to mention, for fun, I asked him, okay, do you like schedules? He's like, no, Asim, I like every day to be new, something new. But coincidence, what happened is now he is the one following a schedule, 9 to 5 routine and everything back in Saudi, and I'm here who doesn't have a daily schedule. So, that happened that way.
Yeah, routines are really important. I guess it keeps
Yeah.
you, grounded, or it keeps you within a schedule. That is good. But the thing is, right now, um the Isha time, it has
Right,
moved
right.
so late that it's
Yes, yes.
affecting. Even if you want to sleep at 10, um,
You can't. Yeah.
it's a bit difficult. You
Right.
can sometimes. I don't try to do it more often, but when you're very sleepy, sometimes I just pray early and then sleep. But yeah,
Right.
that's what it is. So anyway,
True, true.
I think we were planning to talk about uh, I think villas versus flats or something like that. What we experienced in Hyderabad.
Yes, so our elders, as I have seen my family, my parents, especially my mother, she likes independent houses. She doesn't like apartments. Me, of
Right.
course, we lived in apartments back in Saudi. That was definitely an experience. But apart from that, being an architect and seeing good designed apartments, I tend to move towards them. I like apartment living more than this thing villas. And here in Mangalore, actually, people, I think because of the density, because it's a small city, there are a lot of apartments, and people buy it and they kind of lavishly spend on apartments. कि चलो, क्योंकि they don't very few of them own independent homes. Again, many of them they buy apartments, they buy duplexes as well. तो यहाँ पे ट्रेंड ज़्यादा है। वहाँ हैदराबाद में आई थिंक इट्स ओनली इन द न्यू सिटी द अपार्टमेंट ट्रेंड दैट इज़ देयर currently because of the IT boom and everything. In old city and as well as where you live, I think apartments है लेकिन उतना ज़्यादा नहीं है शायद trend as far as I felt.
Um, Yes, from what you're saying, you prefer apartments. I would like to say, you know, ना जमीन अपनी ना हवा अपनी है फ्लैट में.
Exactly what my mother says.
क्या,
Yes, yes.
you know,
True, true. Yes.
what? And actually, apart from this saying, I would say, you have to look at the math as well.
Uh-huh.
See, currently, we are in the process of selling one of our flats, which you know about it, which we
Right.
had purchased back in, I think, early 2022.
Mhm.
So it's not old. It's just 4 years, I think. And It's a good building. It's a huge building. It's not the general 200 square yards buildings and all that.
Right.
It is about it's a community kind of building.
Yes.
Uh, but still, obviously it will be easy if I drop the price and it gets sold. But if
Mm.
you want to get some kind of price, then you have to wait it out. In the meantime, you will get rent by renting it out. But the thing
Mm.
is, the growth. See, in 4 years, I'm not even getting, close to 10 lakhs on it.
Uh-huh. Right,
So,
right.
it just doesn't make sense. Uh,
Sahi
but if you compare it with a villa, uh,
hai.
a, where near Shamshabad or near Aramghar, where you have been to those places,
Right.
uh, where I have a piece of land,
Yes.
but and there are villas over there, but we haven't purchased a villa over there. But if we had purchased the same villa by putting in 10, 20 lakhs extra over the flats price at that
Right.
point,
Yes.
that price has completely doubled, you know.
True.
So you got to understand the math. So here in 4 years, it's not even going 10 lakh, and the flat is old by the apartment was old by 4 years. Nobody who is coming, they're looking like, okay, पुराना भी है, 4 साल पुराना हो गया, इसमें पानी का प्रॉब्लम है कि इसमें, ये
Yes,
है,
yes.
ये है.
Yes.
मतलब, you have to check, a buyer's thinking. Obviously, if I'm in a buyer's place, I'll be thinking in that way as well. But,
Right.
flat apartment is a complete no-no. We never, like my parents, they never go for apartments. But this was something that, we had to, because it was we had sold the land and we had to put the money somewhere. So, to, uh, for, so that's the reason we had to take this flat. So we got it, we made some money through rentals and all that.
Mm.
But the thing is, still, even if you rent it out, फिर वो रेंट करने के अलग झंझट है,
Ah.
ये न, टेनेंट्स के, कि भाई ये नहीं आ रहा, ये प्रॉब्लम हो गया, एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ, हाउ इट इज. अब तुम तो तुम्हारे घर में ही रेंट कर रहे, तो हाउ इट
Yes.
इज.
Yes.
तो uh, I say it's a complete loan. Rather than that, you invest in a land,
Mm.
or as you mentioned, you invest in a villa so that you have the house as well as the land, right?
हाँ
Uh,
सही है.
the price never goes down of land. So
Yes.
that's the main thing, अपन ये हैदराबाद में भी, तेलंगाना में भी सेइंग है कि जो जमीन है वो सोना है बोलते हैं,
सही
इवन
है.
कि भाई इट विल नेवर डिक्रीज इन वैल्यू.
Right. Right.
मतलब अगर नहीं भी बढ़ रहा तो स्लो बढ़ रहा होगा, लेकिन इट विल इंक्रीज,
Right.
you'll have to just wait it out. But here in flats, the math is completely opposite. If you
Yes.
wait it
Yes.
out, then the building gets old
Yeah.
and you will not get any returns,
Mm-hmm.
so I know where you're coming from on an architectural point of view, लेकिन इस सिलसिले में आप विलास में बनाओ अपना आर्किटेक्चर. You forget
हाँ.
about living in apartments. And
नहीं
अपना
सही है.
हैदराबाद का हेरिटेज भी वही था कि भाई बड़े, big villas with big
Yes.
openings, like angans. I don't know what you call it in English, but big open
Courtyard.
spaces, courtyard, that kind of places. But still, if in today's times, if you don't have space for courtyards and all that, at least a 200 square yard or a 150
Mm-hmm.
square yard house, G+1, is good enough for a small family of four, right?
Right.
If you have a big family, then you go for a big house or, bigger land.
Yes.
But at least, even if you have 100 or 150 square yards, that will grow, rather than you go in a
Mm.
1,000 square feet or 1,500 square feet apartment, and then it just keeps growing old and giving you all the problems in the world. And then after, when you decide to sell it out, you're not even getting
Yes.
any good returns. So
True.
that's my
True.
experience, and that's what's happening right now when I'm planning to sell a flat. And in comparison, I would just like to add, in Canada, what it is. In Canada, यहाँ पे people just look at each other the moment, like when they come in as students, obviously they are focusing on making money and getting a job after completing the graduation. But once they do that, they're just looking for houses. They just want to get a house for themselves. But obviously, once you're working and all, you're doing a normal IT job or any other job, you won't be able to pay the house in one go. You take a mortgage and stuff,
Yes,
which
yes.
is interest based. अब आजकल, people are taking out fatwas from muftis and all that stuff to
Yeah.
halal mortgages and all that stuff. But still, a mortgage is interest based in some way or the other.
Yes, yes.
Unless it is 0% or stuff like that, which is usually the case for phones or cars. They have
Right.
some deals sometimes during festive seasons. But houses, they never have anything like that which
No.
has 0%. It is clearly mentioned 4%, 5%, or whatever the interest rate is. So people just, looking at each other, they just go and take a mortgage and take their house.
One house.
So, and now it goes for 25, 30 years. You just
Yeah.
keep on paying.
Yes.
Uh, so, so that doesn't make sense. And right now, Canada has such a uh, you know, unpredictable market, I would say. It's
Mm.
uh, before, like in 2010 to 2015, I heard from people it was really good. The houses
Mm-hmm.
were very cheap,
Uh,
and then it ballooned up till COVID. Now, the people during COVID or after COVID 2021 who had bought houses, like okay houses, for $1 million,
mhm.
which were costing about 400 in 2015 or 2014. They bought it for $1 million in 2021, thinking that it would grow. Now the
Right.
price of that houses are going down, like
It's going down.
800, 900K. So,
Right.
but they have taken a mortgage on a million, right?
Right. Right.
1.2. So they have to pay the bank. They have to pay the difference to the bank anyhow, even if the price of the house has gone down. That doesn't matter.
Yes.
So they're stuck. So they are in a loss even if they're planning to sell. So mortgage के ये हिस्से हैं यहाँ पे तो I would rather, even here, I would rather, look to invest in land here
Right.
more in places where you feel like 10 years, 15 years down the line that, you'll have growth, or you'll have population moving over. Because everywhere, even in Hyderabad, the city is growing wider, right?
Yes. True.
More agricultural places are coming into the city. So
Right.
that's how here as well, people are moving uh, to newer places, and more remote places are coming into the city. So
Mm.
it's better off to, I think I'm still researching from my end. I haven't invested anything here, but I feel that, investing in lands and holding on to it to about 15, 20 years here as well
Right.
is a good is a good idea, rather than, you know, buying on a mortgage. But even for other communities as well, I would say,
Yes. Yes.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
something
Yeah.
you're getting stuck with.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even if you're taking on interest, but the thing is, it is unpredictable, the market.
Mm.
uh, so it's not, I don't think it's worth it. Some people, every person has a different experience, so
Right.
you
Right.
cannot have it common for everyone. But I'm
Absolutely.
just telling the usual trend for a normal person who's just doing a normal IT job or stuff. For them, it sometimes they get stuck. So yeah.
True. Absolutely. No, वो तो है definitely. Like talking from an investment point of view, long-term return kind of point of view, definitely land number one. Otherwise, if you can find like a at least थोड़ा बहुत बना हुआ घर भी, so that's definitely a huge plus rather than an apartment. But like I said,
Right.
यहाँ पर मैंगलोर में people buy a lot of NRIs जो यहाँ पे neighbors भी है, they buy and they keep, and then they either lease it out or they just keep it यहाँ पे आए तो. So I mean they यहाँ पर क्योंकि I think because of the value यहाँ पर land and villas are too expensive, apartments are comparatively less. So because of that, I think people they buy the apartment not with the in intention of getting a return, but in order to live. कि भाई हम ही यहाँ रहने वाले हैं, हमने
Right.
यहाँ पे वो करने वाले. So that's definitely a different scenario. But yes, if you're looking at ROI for sure, at least in current market में तो definitely lands and villas or houses are the best option.
Yeah, because the only reason is, even if you're investing in flats, you have to give a pretty good amount. I think
Right.
not any flat is coming, uh, each and every flat will be around 1 crore, not less than that.
हाँ नहीं वो तो है सही है.
So if you're putting 1 crore in a flat or an apartment, rather than that, you go a bit towards the outskirt of the city and you get a much bigger land, right?
Right, right.
Or a villa. Like you remember, like which we have seen villas in Shadnagar.
Yes.
Uh, so in back in 2010, those villas were for 15 lakhs,
Hmm.
right? So now it's 2026. Those villas are about 80 lakhs. That
Mm-hmm.
growth is there. Growth is there. Land is yours.
Right.
Everything is there. But it is, 45 minutes to 1 hour away from Hyderabad. But
Yeah, from the
the
city.
thing is, now the city is growing. The roads are becoming, wider. Uh,
Better. Yes.
Infrastructure is growing. So that 1 hour can, be reduced to even 30 minutes.
Definitely.
So
Yes.
that's how the growth is. So I would say if you have that kind of money to invest, so rather than investing in a flat, you rent
Hmm.
a flat out and live there.
Right,
If
right.
only living is the purpose, you rent it and live there and invest in something on the outskirts, which is, obviously will be in within your budget.
Right,
So
right.
that's my idea, and I think I'll be looking forward to getting your views on this, and let's do it in the next episode. And
Done.
I think that will be a good dialogue to get
Sure,
your
definitely.
brains in it.
Sure, definitely. I'll tell about my experience on it as well, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Take care.
You too.
Love us.
Allah Hafiz.
If you enjoyed this, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram as well. Drop a comment with the topics you'd like us to discuss in the future, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.